Hold on, so they... No, hold on, you're blowing my mind.
Dear diary, they're trying to kill me. Anxiety, they're trying to kill me. Feeling like I really might die. Feeling like I really might die. Feeling like why even try? Feeling like I already died. Feeling like talk to me. So awkwardly. Now sharpen me.
Whoop whoop! Welcome back to LHRPG. What did we do today, y'all?
We played. I don't know what session though, but we played.
Fantasy High Session 3.
Oh,
Change your light.
No.
Thank you.
So, before we get into the recap, what are general thoughts without spoilers? Without saying what happened, general thoughts about tonight's
Exciting.
session. Yeah, you liked it?
mad.
I think you already know the part.
Some hella awesome,
Yeah.
some, oh my god, I'm so excited, some, I hate these fucking shit.
These fucking shit.
I was stumbling through thoughts. So many conflicting emotions.
Stumbled all through these fucking shit.
Kayla Collin, run in here and come get y'all juice.
Shit! Some powerful feelings.
No, he's dead.
I know. Rest in peace. Is
He can bust another,
Nut.
yeah, and
Watch your profanity.
hand me my ashtray. He'll
Thanks,
kill me if I use
darling.
his.
I thought it would be
I
funny.
cast Spare the Dying.
Yeah. God, my voice sounds awful.
Yep, and you're starting.
Fuck you.
Come on. Hit it,
Alright.
Minerva.
So, do you want to pick up with where we picked up at the table, or the one-on-ones you did with me and Doyle? Because those technically came before today.
Technically, no, they didn't. They took place at the same time. So, we'll start with today, and then before we move on from the first scene, we'll do like a meanwhile.
Like in chronological order.
Right.
So, like the Vex's opening scene would consist of that one-on-one.
Yes.
Okay.
What? No.
And that one-on-one I did with him took place right after they all decided to
Okay.
long rest. Before they woke up the next morning.
Okay.
So it'd be your scene, and then their opening scene, and then his scene, and then Corbin.
Okay.
Cool?
Cool.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we pick up. We ended last week with Vex having just been snatched up by the Thonor Guard,
The Court of
Okay.
Stars.
and led by Abernant's daddy. And remember, we established that at this point, Vex don't trust the ball.
At all. Oh,
That was a
more
crime
to
of-
come.
Oh yeah,
Come on now.
magic.
What the fuck is that?
This is my new ashtray that Vixen made me.
Oh, I thought it was like a prestidigitation.
I prestidigitated it into my hand.
I almost ate that, thinking it was candy.
It don't even look like candy, bro.
No, I thought it was like some type
wanna
of
show
flavored
Like
candy.
an edible ashtray.
No, I thought it was
flip it
some.
over. That's why you thought it was candy.
That's why I thought it was candy.
It's black and purple, which is my favorite
But
color,
then I
if you couldn't tell.
But then I smelled it and it didn't smell right. So I didn't.
Yeah,
That's because it's
resin.
not candy. You gonna hand that to Greenie for me?
So, where were we?
Abernant and the rest of the guard had just taken Vex.
Yes.
That's where we ended last session.
And there were two notable people in that group.
There was, what was his first name?
Angwin.
Angwin, Abernant, and Kier. Was
You
the
didn't get her last name.
no, but she wasn't she blonde?
Yeah.
blonde elven guard lady. When I first encountered her, it was during that 101. So the first time that they heard about her, Metro was describing her, and he described her as a blonde elf lady. And Tank's immediate response is it my mom? Like, not this time.
There's more than one blonde elf. Your sister's blonde too.
The last time they said blonde elf woman, it was his mother. So his immediately, is this my mom again? But no, her name was Kier. Like Kira from Reba.
She was a bitch.
But not Kira in the show or Kier in the game.
Kier.
She was a little bitch when that shit went down, though.
When?
I love Anglin's response. Anyway, we'll get to it.
He's not picking up on it.
Oh.
There you go.
We'll get there. Go ahead, keep going.
So, Vex's opening scene really picked up right after that with our one-on-one. And that was when she poofed in with them. She poofed into this cell in the Falano prison. Well, prison tower. And she was in this glowing orb that was constantly moving. And I think this is the first time you guys are hearing the details of this interaction.
It is, because Bex didn't tell anybody.
No, I think I just told them the important information they needed and kept the rest of the traumatizing shit to myself.
Yeah, so go ahead.
So, this orb was, like, constantly moving. That way I could not stop moving. I was not allowed to stop moving. And it was enchanted the same way their circle was, so I couldn't cast any magic. So, they're talking to me, and what's his name? Angwin was the first one to say something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an emotional thing, and it was like almost a week ago. He had me wait like a week after this for game day. No, I was pissed. So, sorry, my cigarette's going out. What was it he said to Vex when they first got in the cell? I can't remember the wording he used.
Which part?
When they first got there.
Yeah, what was he talking about?
I think it was he was letting her know that she was in trouble for treason.
Yeah, he said she was going to be tried in a week originally.
Yeah, that she was going to be tried for treason in a week. And she asked, what the hell for? Because to her, she hadn't done anything wrong.
He says, you're the Elven Oracle, you're supposed to be in Falano.
She tried to be smart, and she tried to be like, well, I'm a minor, so I kind of have to live with my parents. My parents live in Solace. I can't really help that guy.
I loved this bit. This was fun to do. So, she's sitting there, she's talking about, I'm a minor, I'm blah, 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 and he goes, this is not some higgledy-piggledy democracy with an encoded constitution of laws and rights. This is a civilized nation governed by 7 immortal dancers who exist on a spindle and sing to the various phases of the moon. So if you would like for one of them to stop their immortal singing to get you a lawyer, then we can, I don't know, conjure up some kind of tree spirit or something, okay?
This is when Bex got really smart-assed. And she looks this dude dead in the eyes and with a straight face goes, you mean to tell me your government's run by ballet dancers?
Trial will be held first thing in the morning.
No, he didn't say that yet. That was the point that time stopped.
Yes.
Time stopped.
Time stopped. And standing in the corner was the Shadow Cat. And at first Bex is like, oh, you again,
Yeah.
And she looks around, she's like, bet you wish you'd taken my deal now. And at first, Bex is trying to be her tough girl, brooding self, like, I'm not going to let her know that I'm scared. I'm not gonna let her know that I'm wavering. I'm going to fucking stand my ground. And she goes, oh, let me guess, this is the part where you offer me some new deal to get me out, yada, yada, yada. And she goes, oh, we're past that. How did she word it?
About Rob?
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to stop by and let you know that they're currently restraining your buddy Rog out there. So, you know, I'd cut my losses at one dead friend, but that's just me.
And that was the point where Bex's whole demeanor shifted. And she was like, you know what? Fine. Whatever it is you want me to do, I'll do. Just don't hurt my friends.
And
Make sure they are all safe.
And what did she want?
Information. And, you know, at first Bex kind of like pittered around. And then she got in her face and like Bex picked up on the idea that she was scared that they might know something that they could use against her. But that she was and I think the reason Bex picked up on it is because it's the same thing Bex does herself. She tried to hide the fear by being menacing and being tough.
Intimidation.
And that's what Bex does all the time. So Bex was able to pick up on it like that. And she was like, I want to know what you know about me. And that was the point, like I said, Bex knew, oh, this bitch is scared, and she's trying not to show it. Two can play this game. So Bex...
It's mine.
And, like, my mindset in that moment was like, okay, this is why she always knows when I'm bluffing. Let's flip the script a little. So instead of pretending to not be scared, Bex pretended to be terrified.
Now, I don't know if it was 100% an act. I think he just amplified what was already there.
What I did was I took the fear she had for her friends and made it seem...
Spit it out, it's not yours.
I know, right? And made it seem like she was scared
No.
of the shadow cat.
I'm going to kick you off the camera. You keep doing that.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Yeah, she was scared. Bex's real fear was that she wouldn't be able to get back to her friends to protect them. But she made it seem like she was scared of the shadow cat herself.
Right.
And with a flying marks on my fucking deception roll, told her, like, you know, all I know is you're the shadow cat. I swear. Now, please, help them. Please, you know. And what did she say after that?
I gave her an insight check to see if she could pick up on any deception. She failed. And so she goes, alright. Well, if that's all you know, we're done here. I'm gonna go kill Lydia Barcroft and teleport it out.
And then time moved again, and that's when What's-His-Face was like, you know what, your trial's in the morning, and walked out. And as they were walking out, here, the female guard whispered to him, or mumbled to him in Elven. It's like, do you think it's a good idea to keep her in the same cell as the other Silesian? And Bex was smart-assed again, and in Elven said, you know, just because I'm a tiefling, I'm still half-elf. And they kind of just looked at her and walked out when she noticed that somebody else was in the cell. And she looked, and it was Mac Thistlespring, Zarina's dad. And at this point, all they knew was that he was being held there for crimes against Valina. So Bex was looking around, seeing if there was any way to get out of this orb, you know, that way she could actually do something. And she looks down, and she sees that the orb itself is hovering above the ground about this far. On this little, like, stone, was it, pillar?
Yeah.
With,
Let her take that away from me.
with this rune carved into the top. This glowing rune. And that was what was holding the orb there. So she was like, okay, can't use magic, ain't got my weapons, time to get creative. and claws that shit with her Typhling claws. And the whole fucking orb dissipates and she lands in her fucking superhero stance.
Who'd you get that from?
Mommy. Sandra Lynn. Found that out this session.
Yeah.
So she goes over to Mac and tries to talk to him. And he's way fucking out of it. Like, his brain is, like, snapped. It's almost like when you're playing Call of Cthulhu.
When you go completely insane?
Yes. So she's like, okay, I need information. And he can't talk. Detect thoughts.
He could talk, he just couldn't communicate efficiently.
He couldn't form coherent sentences.
Right.
So she's like, okay, detect thoughts. And usually when I cast that, I do surface thoughts because, you know, I don't want to take the risk of probing too deep and failing, you know. So I just did a regular detect thoughts like always, only because his mind was so warped and broken.
It went straight fucking through.
Instead of surface thoughts, it like dived me right in to his mind. And the best way to describe it is like having a VR headset on, playing one of those virtual reality video games. And it was like being in Fallout, but a D&D version. It was their town that they were from, in a Fallout-ish
Like
wasteland.
wrecked.
And, you know, Mac was walking through it, and she was following him. And every building that he went to was a different memory from times that he would have almost done something right or awesome or nice for his kids, but then didn't because he chose his faith instead. And each memory, he just kept getting more and more depressed and more remorseful. And then the last one that they went to was the day that he had gotten in the fight with Zarina. And she moved out. Or no, it was the day
when
that
he
he got
left.
into it with his old lady, with her mom.
Over Zarina.
Over Zarina, and she told him, it's your faith or your family. And he left. He walked out. And when he turned around, his face was just streaming with tears. He was sobbing. Like, it was clear that he hated himself for that decision. So Bex probes a little further, walks a little deeper, and comes up to this empty space with this chest.
It's just like floating in a void.
And it's all chained up and stuff. It's like, okay.
Think the lock on the code in Wreck-It Ralph.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
In Wreck-It Ralph, when King Candy chained up Vanellope von Schweetz's
That's actually where
chest.
I got the idea.
And it was like that, only instead of being all Candy Crush and computer themed, it was D&D themed.
Yeah.
And there was a note attached to it. And I can't remember the exact wording of the note.
It said, I knew someone would eventually find this. Thank you for saving me.
And Bex kind of inferred from the note that it was from Mac. And it was for whoever could help him set free.
This part of his mind.
Exactly. So she cast Dispel Magic on it to open it up. And as soon as she did, the chains burst off, the chest burst open. All of that Fallout-ish landscape turned back into regular Solace. And she was back in the cell. And he kind of, like, you could tell, like, part of his mind snapped back together. And he looks up.
Not all of it.
Right, that's why I said part. So he looks up and he sees her. And it's like the first time he's actually seeing who it is. He's like...
Because at first he thought you were Zarina.
Yeah.
He thought you had come to save him, remember?
That was heartbreaking. I never thought I'd feel sad for this guy.
He said, Zarina, have you come to get me out?
So, you know, he looks up at her and he's like, Rebecca? She goes, for the millionth fucking time, it's Bex! And he's like, what happened? So she asked him how he ended up in the cell. And he tells her that the last thing he remembers is the fight with Zarina. Where she moved out to go stay with Bex. Way back at the beginning of season 1. Wasn't that like session 2?
Yeah. 2 or 3.
It's quite a while that he's missing out on time.
He's missing over a year's worth of memories.
He needs therapy.
And so I asked Nitro, I was like, is there anything that I can think of to help jog his memory? And he's like, at this point, the only thing you can think of that would help him would be Zarina.
Seeing her.
And well, that's what you said Zarina. And I said, her herself or just seeing her? And you said both. So I was like, okay, minor illusion of Zarina.
How'd that go?
I felt bad. You tell him what you did.
No, I want you to do
Oh, I don't want to.
it. I want you to do
He
it.
was like, my baby girl, what have I done? And I was like, oh my God, how are you making me feel bad for this guy? He
Because
literally
he was
chose
a
a
prick
cult
last-
over his
He
family.
was a prick last year.
Like, I believe there was a point last year where Bex wanted to beat the fuck out of him for the way he treated Zarina.
You offered her to kill him last year.
Is that the one I pointed the gun at in the church?
Yes.
Yes!
The one that was racist towards her? Yes.
The one that called me a filthy abomination.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, racist.
He called me that because I'm a tiefling.
Oh.
So, you know, I think that was the moment when started to hear the handle of the door start turning. So Bex was like, okay, I can't let him suffer like this. And I don't know who's coming through that door. So she cast Shatter on the chains and then dived in front of him in a protective stance. That way whoever was coming through the door, she could fend off so they wouldn't hurt him.
And then we cut back to the Gold Gardens.
Yeah.
Anybody want to talk about how we started this session? That was all over the phone with her the other night. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about your one-on-one that
That'll
happened
be
before
after they
Goldberg.
take the long... Well, alright, we'll say here. They took a long rest. Now let Dorian jump in. What happened during your rest?
The cat lady showed up, Kalina,
Mm-hmm.
and she told me some information.
You can tell. That's what we're here. This is for. This is a tell.
Yeah. That's the whole point.
Told
Thank you,
me
honey.
I gotta tell her what I know about her.
Sound
And
familiar?
Well, I think she
Did I
figured he
slip-
would know more.
Did I slip up the first time, or was that the second time?
I think that was like right away before you even left.
I slipped up and said,
That a student at the school saw her
Yeah.
on prom night.
and I asked, was it about my dad?
Fun fact: she actually went and talked to him before she talked to you, which is how she found out that Ryan saw her.
So that's
That
why.
time shit's a bitch, ain't it?
So that's why when she came to me, she left. She specifically said, "I'm gonna go kill Lydia Barcroft."
And she also told you, "Hey, your buddy Rog is being restrained right now." And what
Because
happened this session? The first thing in the morning.
so by the time they got her, hold on. So they no, hold on. You're blowing my mind. Let me see if I got this right. They took Bex. And I'm guessing put her in some kind of suspended state where she didn't notice time or some shit. Because that was plenty of time for them to go take a long rest. Kalina to show up and do her shit with him.
Then come
Find
back
out
to
about
you.
Rog. Then they started talking to Bex. Then she went to talk to Bex.
By the time she was talking to you, it was already daylight. You
And
just
they were
didn't
already...
notice it.
And Rog was already attacked. So the whole time they were saying in the morning, it was going to be in like 10 minutes?
Probably.
Them motherfuckers!
So anyway,
Mind blown.
And she said, I asked, can you take me to my dad? And was it a long hallway?
yeah, long dark one.
And
The floor was made of flame.
she took he couldn't see me, right?
Not until you entered the room, no.
It was just pitch black,
Yeah, it was like a void.
and he was chained up and was getting beaten by
A demon.
A
Or
demon?
a devil, I mean.
a devil.
Yeah.
A regular devil or an archdevil?
Not an archdevil.
And what did they say to him? Tell me about.
They were trying to get some kind of information. You don't know what. You didn't really ask him, but they were trying to get some info out of him, and he wasn't squealing.
What my eyes on.
And then they left. I think they left.
After they made a threat, they said, "Well, if we can't get to you, we know what can." And they showed him a picture of you and your mom.
And then he left. Then somebody called him, and then he
Mhm.
left. And then
And Kalina told you what when you were about to run in there?
she said, "If you go in there, I can't save you.
I can't get you back
I
out.
can't get you back out." And I was depleting. I wanted to do it, but at the same time, I was scared.
Mhm.
But I did it anyways, and
But you were counting on him running in there.
I was.
How pissed would you have been if you hadn't and then found out on what you missed out on?
He wouldn't have found out if he missed
Yeah.
out until the campaign was over.
Yeah, but by then he would have been pissed.
and then I gave Dad a hug. He asked if it was me, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, "Timmy, is that really you?"
And I said yes, and then
He goes, "Wait, are you?" Trying to make sure you weren't,
dead.
yeah.
And he was chained up, and I popped the chains off with the gun.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he say? He said,
You told him you were going to get him out,
"Yeah, I was gonna get him out."
and he looked at you with that one single tear, like super proud, stood up and said, put his finger to his ear and said, "This is Dorian, I need an emergency extraction right away." And what happened?
He grew wings, angel wings,
And a halo
and a halo, and just flew up.
into a beam of light,
Yeah.
taking you with him. He's like, "I need it now. I've got my kid."
So essentially, when his dad died, he went to this
He went
world's
to heaven.
version of heaven
Yeah.
and continued to do spy work for Celestials.
Mm-hmm. How dope is that?
That's fucking awesome. That means he was that good at his job in life that the literal gods decided they needed him to do
And
the same job.
What happened when you got to heaven, boy?
He told me to he said, "Hook my son up with some gadgets."
What'd you get?
They upgraded my gun, a badge, a recording tie. What was that other thing?
The halo.
And then the halo, I can call him one time per day, and I have to take a long rest for me to do that again.
Yeah, he took the halo off of his head and gave it to him.
Was it like anytime you need to talk to somebody thing, or is it if you ever need my help thing?
Either or.
Yeah.
Like
So
he
he
used
can-
it this session to have lunch with his dad.
So
Wait,
if he
wait.
needed him to, he could use that and he could actually interact with the real world,
Yeah.
with our world.
Y'all saw him, didn't you? He talked to you, didn't he?
I mean, like, he could, like, help us in combat.
Oh, wait, no, you weren't there. He only gets a few minutes.
I was
Yeah.
there during the lunch. I wasn't there during the introduction.
I asked you that. Well, you said, yeah, I think.
Yeah, he's, depending on the circumstances, I'll say.
So if people are jumping him, he can call his dad.
Yeah. I don't know how much he'll be good against, like, Kalina or someone.
We can double team, triple team.
No, your dad could talk to Kalina. They have a history. He might be able to get more out of her than the rest of us.
I got a question. Can she see my dad when I bring him back?
Anyone can.
Yeah.
We all did.
No, I'm saying, do you know how she spies on us somehow?
If she's scrying at that point in time, yeah.
But she saw me when I was crying and she wasn't.
I know.
How?
You'll find out.
I hate it when you say that.
There's much about her you guys still don't know.
How do we find out?
Research.
The type of
Part of
research-
it is you'll find at this temple when you...
Are we gonna have time to go to the temple before going to hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So long as you do your little research trip, get all that info, and then go straight to the hearing, you should be good.
Get as much info as we
We
need
didn't even
before
have
we
a battle
leave
this session.
plane of it.
Yeah.
We didn't even have a battle this session, did we?
Yeah, we did. At Calethriel Tower.
It wasn't
aimed
no.
for
It wasn't no turn.
It wasn't an
It wasn't
official
a normal
combat.
but it was still a battle.
I mean, you still killed a guy.
Well,
No,
never mind.
just
You
one.
killed
Just
one
one.
guy and knocked one chick unconscious. And
Female,
Edward
female.
nearly, he fucked up.
Speaking of female.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I love how he personally called me. He goes, I fucked up.
So,
Wait till he finds out I'm going.
you got some cool shit, and your dad sent you back to your body, and you woke up with that cool shit actually there. How cool was that?
Cool.
Did you expect that to be a dream?
No. Like I almost cried just.
Legit. We made Tink cry today. I knew it was coming.
Well, for her, you know what you can do to make her cry. With him, it takes a lot to make him cry at the table.
It was
He was that. You could see the redness and the water in his eyes. He
You
was
could
close.
see with Tink, like she was, because
She was trying not to. For a
Nitro
while.
told her day 1, session 0, you are gonna cry. I'm gonna make you cry. Because last season, she made a comment when he asked what's something you guys wish would have happened or something.
Mhm.
She goes, I wish my family would have,
Been more
played a bigger
involved in-
role.
yeah.
And he goes, okay. So at session 0, he's like, you remember when you said that? She goes, fuck.
So he messed
He goes,
up by
I'm
saying
gonna
it.
make you cry. So the whole time we're having this moment with her today, she's like
she had a,
trying so hard not
was
And
to.
she still broke.
It's like when SNL actors are trying not to laugh.
When they're doing Stefan.
Trying to not break character.
If you're looking for a place to relax with an old lady, look no further. New York's hottest club is Spicy.
Anyway,
I'm gonna do that from
so
now on at the table
he
anytime I'm trying
comes.
not to laugh.
We all come down. Rog gets a phone call on his credit, which is weird. Because you guys don't have service.
Who was that called it?
Who do you think it was?
Pauline? No.
No?
It was. I think yeah. It
You
was?
gotta think that was the same spell that was used on Bex when she almost killed you.
He went straight for me though.
Rob got a call, and what was it he heard? Does anyone remember?
I
Go
do,
ahead.
teacher.
I know.
Go ahead, star pupil.
He heard Lydia Barkrock, his grandmother,
Scream.
blood-curdling screaming in agony.
Calling him.
Calling him and screaming, and he heard for what we assume to be the Shadow
You know,
Cats.
it was Kalina's line.
Evil fucking.
It just cut. And what happened with Rog after that?
He tried attacking me.
His eyes started glowing yellow. And,
And what he said?
oh, he said, you didn't warn her. And then he lunged at Tim. And Tim wasn't taking that shit lying down. What'd you do, Tim?
Slammed him?
Me too. What?
I slammed him?
Yeah, you did a full Triple H fucking spine buster on this dude.
And held him down.
He's like, Rock, chill, stop, chill.
He's like, I don't want to do this, man.
But he was perfectly fine, taking a chunk of his face off. We'll get there.
No, all
It
that
ain't my fault.
pictures.
He was
Spoiler
delicious.
When you were doing how he was like, Rod, chill. All that popped in my head was your quote from, I think, session 0 or session 1 recap. When you were talking about Brennan's group. Pull yourself together, Rog.
Dude, speaking of Brennan's group, when they did that scene with the mental shit, right? It was Adine. She was the Elven Oracle. And so it was her sister that was in there, right? And, I watched that scene at work and fucking cried.
I assume that if Tank had been playing from day one in season 1, he would have been the Elven Oracle because he's the full-blooded elf.
It would have been him and Adine in the tower.
Shout out to Brendan Lee Mulligan.
Shout out to Humble Among.
Shout out to Ouija Matt.
Shout out to everybody at fucking Psychopathic and Chapter 17 and Dimension 20 and College Humor.
I'm sorry.
One-shot questers.
I killed Emily's character.
Oh yeah, Emily.
You're dead.
Emily, Doyen killed you. I'm sorry.
I think Emily Among was on the table for what, 2 minutes?
She lasted the entire Pirate Ball. How was I supposed to know she was going to get killed in 2 minutes?
She attacked me.
Yeah, but she hurled you through hell.
She was
badass.
supposed to be our nemesis for the game.
She was badass.
When she done that, I got mad. And when I get mad,
No,
I
you got
kill.
scared, and when you got scared, you raged.
And then I killed her. And that was all
Get in the fucking comments!
And that was all on negatives. Negative rolls.
Doyen, come here.
Hashtag justice for
Lean in
Emily.
the frame. Hashtag justice for Emily. That's the fucker that killed you.
I will remember you.
So, where were we?
We were at...
Right after I came back from the dream. Then
We were at ROG attacking the group, I decided.
Oh, we didn't even get to the part where everybody knows I was wearing a tie.
Do you want to talk about that?
Psst, shout out to Ryan George.
Shout out to Doyen's tie. Alright, go ahead.
When I got all that cool stuff from Dad, he gave me a tie that records for 12 hours, you said?
Yeah, the battery life is
Yeah.
12 hours.
And I was wearing it coming downstairs.
And
he was
is that all you wanted to say about it?
Excuse me.
I don't.
When they asked you what was up with it, you did something. You pulled something out of your backpack.
Oh, I
Summoned.
yeah, summoned. I'm not gonna say what I said.
No, you gotta say it.
You gotta say it.
Bear in mind, he
chose this command
Nitro's
phrase.
like, what are you gonna say to summon
No,
him?
not yet.
And he told him ahead of time, whatever you say is what you're gonna say every time.
No, it literally sounded so cool in my head, but then it came out so wrong.
Say it.
Come, Dad.
Huff. Vixen's dying.
Oh, that's great. She heard you. So yeah, he chose "Come, Dad." To which, what did you say, Tank?
So you want to spell it out or just say it?
No, that was
Your entire question.
Okay, so my dumb self said, spelled out, said, so you say C-U-M or C-O-M-E?
I don't think he ever answered.
He did not.
He didn't.
I think in
And
his
so
head it was
everyone
more
got to
like,
me.
Father, come to me. And
so-
what come out was, come, Dad.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it came out. It sounded a lot cooler in my head.
One of these times he's gonna pop in. Oh, you told me to. But so everyone but Bex got to meet Pac that morning.
Yeah, Bex was too busy trying not to die.
And I learned something new about my father that I really liked.
What's that?
Him becoming an angel.
Yeah,
A spy angel.
Yeah.
It's pretty
it's
fucking
like the
rad.
most dope ass parent ever.
Right?
You've got a devil dad and he's got an angel dad. So you have a crooked dad, she has a devil dad, and he has an angel dad.
Technically...
Everybody's got daddy issues. Tink has a fucking psychologically broken dad. Strife
Strife-
has a devil dad.
Yeah, he and I both have archdevil dads, only his is an archdevil pirate dad.
Abra's adopted. Like, everyone's got fucking daddy issues in this game.
I don't have daddy issues. My
Technically,
dad's
I
dead.
have double the daddy issues.
Yeah, because you have two dads.
I've got an archdevil
You've got
dad,
potentially three.
and a fucking sad dad, and a fucking werewolf stepdad.
Pause.
I'm fucking, never mind.
Technically, my dad's dead.
I mean, technically, so is Strife's.
Yeah.
And
His dad died
technically
last
minus 2.
season.
You're right.
That's how he became the archdevil, is when he went to hell, he killed another one.
I don't know if mine's dead.
He went to a circle of hell, found the archdevil that was leading that circle, killed him, and took over that circle of hell.
I see you done had to repeat it to me over 10 times.
So,
I know.
What happened after that?
I think we jumped back. No, that was when they decided they had already they had just taken their long rest.
And they went to Luminelda.
That's when they decided to head out. They went to Strife's or Zandre's grandparents' house. And that's when we jumped to the tower.
And
No,
what happened then?
Something cool happened.
We
What?
eat
With the
breakfast.
singing angels?
No, high
The
elves.
singing elves with the grapes? That's when you guys got to Luminelda.
Yeah, before y'all got right after y'all left, we jumped to the tower. Then it jumped back to y'all.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened at the tower?
The door opened, found out who was coming through, and it was Engwin Abernant and Kira again.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like,
at that time you noticed what?
he was like, it's time to go. And I was like, you said the morning. And he goes, it is morning. And that's when I looked out the window and realized that the sun was up. I was like, the fuck happened to the time? I know I wasn't casting that long. Yeah, well, I didn't say that, but
You know what though? No one took out those elemental pylons that powered the tower.
I got a question.
I think what happened was pretty dope, though.
Oh
the
yeah.
What
Hang on.
happened?
The Strife still got that time, the watch to stop time?
No, y'all gave that back to Edford. Because it's his. Alright, what were you saying?
And
I have my side hurts now.
Bex had asked,
I was trying to reach for
you're like, is there at least a bathroom because I'm about to piss myself?
It might have to wait a little bit.
I know.
Go ahead.
So they pointed to this little hole in the ground in the corner of the cell, and she walked over and looked at it, and while she was looking at it, she whipped the envelope out of the emergency
Out of her
alert
boob
to
pocket.
fucking Arthur. She'd stuffed it in her bra, she whipped it out, and right as they were trying to question what it was, she whispered help, and it shot up, and the automated message from Eggfort popped up.
What, you want to try to do it this time?
Oh, fuck.
I've done this message twice now.
Right, I think it said,
You don't have to go verbatim, just as close as you can
right, I
remember.
think it was like,
Something that my
the
kids
automated emergency alert for diplomatic reasoning has been signaled. This tells me that one of my students is in diplomatic issue,
Need of my help.
in need of my help, something along the lines of,
don't improvise.
if you agree to, like similar, like last time, if you agree to let them go, press yes.
This is the
Pre-
students
press
of
no
my
for
school.
pain.
Didn't he cuss?
Well, yes. Before he got to the options.
No, he cussed after they hit no.
No, he did not.
Oh.
He did not. He was reading off what would happen if they pressed no. He said, right now, doom is on the horizon. Should you choose to embrace this doom, you will quickly learn that the students of my school are not to be fucked with.
And
So
being
scary.
idiots, Engwin Abernant is like, fuck this guy, and hit no. And
Very
he's
well.
like, very well. And the thing goes away. And that's
Still
when Nitro cut it and jumped back to them
I'm still mad.
when they arrived in the
Grapey
woods
Forest.
right next to Strife's grandparents.
Mm-hmm. You're still mad? About what? What? The grapes?
Abernant? Oh!
Oh. Get over it!
It's okay, Tank's still mad about that ATM.
Get over it.
Cry me a
So-
river, build a bridge, and
Calling
get the
the police.
fuck over
They
it.
find out that Zandre's grandparents live fairly close to an elven encampment, we'll say.
Now they go to it.
And what is it for?
It's kind of like a boot camp for horny elf teens. That's pretty much all it is. It's
they
a
like
summer camp where rich elven
could've
parents who don't want to deal with their kids who are going through puberty send their puberty-ridden kids until they're done going through puberty.
Yeah.
I could have went, but they didn't.
No, your parents hated you so much they didn't want you to go.
And
Your sister probably went.
Aww. Look, you heard his parents.
By now, he's got to know his parents don't give a fuck.
They don't. I'm going to have to find me a new family.
This is
He
all.
said, is there an ATM for families?
When this is all over, he's gonna go up to Squanda and be like, "Will you please adopt me? My parents are dead now."
Hey, we can have a bunk bed.
Hey, you gonna take the top bunk?
No, he's going to fall through and squish
Yeah.
the ball.
That's the point.
Alright, so, go in, have breakfast with Andre's grandparents.
Before that happens, I went outside and smacked the bowl of grapes.
No, I was there first talking to him.
Yeah, because you wanted to make friends with the hippie elves.
And then they ate one, and I just smacked it away with my trunk.
And what they say?
They said I'm
Not cool, man.
So that was a real dick move.
And then didn't know one
His
of the,
grandpa,
yeah.
he goes, Zandre, your friend's a little dick.
Fucking Tim goes, "I know."
Yes, you are reminiscent of a little dick.
Shit.
And then he asked him about the gun. How did that go?
No, that was before.
Was
He
it
Yeah,
said,
it was
"What
before.
is this tube with a handle?"
attached to your hip?
I thought he was talking about the gun holster.
He's talking about the gun. So what, you fired it off, right?
He
Yeah,
said,
he
"What is
said-
the gun?" And he goes, "Bam."
No, I said this. He's like, yeah. He's like,
He said, "What does it do?"
And I said, boom.
He goes, what just happened?
It's a lot more alert when you did it at the table. He's
Yeah.
like, "What was that?" Let's go.
He started getting nauseous from the technology. Like it grossed him out.
It's
Like that-
technology.
oh
That's
no, that's
dwarven.
That's not technology. It's a weapon.
It is technology. They don't have guns.
They have swords,
They got whips.
Guns have mechanical moving parts.
therefore technology. So y'all went back to Zandre's grandparents' house.
Yes, I grabbed me 3 plates of food, ate all of it.
Zandre's
Very
grandmother's
good.
like, "Y'all must eat." Sets out this fucking breakfast buffet, like going to Golden Corral during breakfast time.
And you missed it.
I know.
You missed all the good shit. Yeah, he got some.
I cooked it.
I'm
No.
sorry. I'm sorry. She got some.
You didn't cook that. You cooked on the ship, and you cooked
cooked
at Lola's.
Yeah, Lola's.
But you did not cook there.
Yeah. Zandre's grandma cooked there.
And
But,
then, was that before or after she gave, Zandre's grandma gave him a blanket? No, it was a sheet.
A sheet and a first aid
Yeah.
kit.
It was before because
Yeah,
she gave him that on the way out.
Yeah, right before y'all left. So we're gonna jump ahead to Telethriel Tower. What happened?
By the time they had gotten outside and were about to head that way, a pop-up of Eggford appeared again, but instead of it being like a video of him, it was a portal of literally him sitting at his desk, and he was like, "Alright then," hops into the tower,
Let's do it.
runs out of the window, and instead of falling, starts growing, ends up like, 400 feet?
400 feet
Yeah,
tall.
400.
And he summons, what were they?
Terracotta egg. forts.
Terracotta,
Have you seen Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor?
no.
You seen previous ones? You ever see those old Japanese shit where they got like soldier statues? Those, but they resemble Arthur.
Okay. Well, they all rise up from the ground all over the place and head straight towards the tower and start taking out the elven defenses.
And that's when we
And this motherfucker grabs the sun
Like a dummy.
and is like,
By the way, he's so gonna have to put that back.
right?
It's a little more wintry in some parts of the world than it should be right now.
And that's when
So, at this site, Kier and Abernant are still in the cell with Mac and Bex. Mac is still suffering from severe exhaustion and can't really move a whole lot and isn't really noticing what's going on.
Right.
Kier freaks the fuck out and takes off fucking bolting, booking it. And Abernant's like,
My dad.
"It's time for me to go." Yes, your dad. Turns around, starts going towards the door, and Bex is like, "Oh, no, you don't. Dominate person."
Which he did try to counterspell, but what happened then?
I think I pushed it.
You had a luck point or something like that.
Yeah. And ended up dominating him. and he froze. And I turned him around, I made him come back. I was like, where's my shit? He's like, on the vault, on the first floor. Key, please. And he gives me the
There you
key.
go.
I'm like, I want the key to this cell, too. So he gives me the key, and I helped Mac up, and I made him sit in the anti-magic circle that he had Mac in. Walked me and Mac out of the cell and locked his bitch ass in there. And then I scooped Mac up like a baby and started running down towards the first floor.
Is that when I started?
That was at the same time as what you were doing in the lobby.
By the
Is that
time
when
I was
I
running,
jumped up
y'all
there?
had already booked it to the tower and were doing your shit.
So what happened in the lobby, Dwayne?
I got bored and I just wanted to kill somebody. And I shot a fire arrow. Who was it?
The warden.
The warden. This.
You shot at the first person you saw and ended up killing the warden.
And then, what was it? Intimidating presence, I think.
Yeah.
And that,
Kier.
The bitch that had run out of my cell, by the time I was getting out, had made it all the way down to the lobby and was running towards the door, ran into him after he had just killed the warden. He looks at her and goes, and she goes, ah! Turns around and starts booking it back up the stairs.
And what did Tim do?
shot her.
Put her down.
And how was Adam doing hanging off the side of the building?
Yeah. Oh, we didn't tell how he got there. Because he did something cool to get up there.
He did, do you remember?
I know all I did was, I think it was teleport and jump.
When you
Dimension
followed
Door,
Zandre
wasn't
to the
Yeah.
tower, Zandre started flying up the stairs, and you cast Dimension Door and
Yeah,
zapped yourself up to the 10th floor.
And then caught on the window and
yeah.
climbed in.
And I climbed in, and I went,
To talk to your dad through the door.
yeah.
How'd that go?
I went to look for my dad's cell, and I talked to him.
Well, not his cell.
Well,
but
you
Yeah,
found
it was
him
your
in-
cell.
You found him locked in a cell.
Yeah, and I started talking to him.
How'd that go?
And
Why don't you go over that conversation?
He said.
Go watch that.
He said.
Okay, I remember half of it, but I don't remember the full conversation.
You don't have to go over the whole thing, like word for word, just like a general gist of what it was.
So I already told my dad, I was like, so when are you gonna tell me that you was a bad guy, you and my mother? When was y'all ever gonna tell me that y'all was bad and I didn't know about it?
And he had no idea what the fuck you were talking about. You gotta think in his eyes, he's doing his job.
Yeah, he's not the bad guy to him. Thank you.
To him, we're the bad ones.
And then
You're yelling at him to open the fucking door.
no, because first he was like, "Is that you?" So I'm like, "Yes," and that's when I said, "Then when are you gonna ever tell me that you were bad?" And my mother, when he always said tell me y'all was bad, he was like, oh, "Just open the door," and I was like, "I don't know who got the key. I don't know who got the key."
You and I might have to finish.
So he was like, "Go get the key." I was like, "I don't know who have the key, so how would I know to go get the key?" And I don't know who has it. And that's if I would have got the key, he would have gave me the information. But and next thing I know, I was jumping out of building, 10th floor.
Should we discuss why he was jumping out of the building from the 10th floor?
Sure, go ahead, take it over.
So, I had sent a mental message to Apollo to bring Zarina and the others to the vault.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I got to the vault to get me and Mac's things, they met us there, you know. I got our shit, we got ready to leave, and we noticed Eggfort outside, big-ass motherfucker, go, "Time to topple down your establishment!" And went like that into the fucking tower, and we all booked it trying to get out.
You almost didn't.
I almost didn't. I failed by like this much, and Ida grabbed me and flew me the rest of the way out of the building. And then when it went down, she saw Tank falling.
Don't lie. The whole time that's happening, out loud, you're like, "Oh my god!" In your head, you're like, "Oh, she's so hot."
Right? But then as soon as we get out, she sees Tank, puts me down, flies up, grabs him, and brings him to safety
And
too.
what did she say when she caught him? Go ahead. Do you remember?
I got the ball.
I got the ball!
Before that happened, I said, where's his dad? And she's like, in the cell. I said,
This is
I'm
the
gonna
part
go-
that pissed him off.
I'm
He
gonna,
asked where...
Let him tell. Let him tell.
I said, where's he at? And Bex said on the 10th floor, and I said, can I get the key? She threw him to me, and I ran up the steps.
What were you gonna do?
Kill him.
And that's right as Ed Fort started to swing.
And I was already up
And then
there.
I just had to jump. I was gonna take the fall, but he wanted me to jump out the window.
Thankfully, you were high enough up that you didn't die.
And
Or low enough down, I mean.
I was already up there,
Yeah.
so what it
Good thing
mattered.
you were 300 feet in the air, so you didn't die from that fall.
Right?
And then I said, can I at least search for him? Like,
Nitro goes, you're not gonna find him. Which made more sense later.
which made me mad.
Hey, Stella?
So what happened after you got out of the tower? I think we went back to Leviathan.
We booked it back to Leviathan.
We went back to the library, right?
Yep.
What'd you find at the library?
Ida went to go get some things pack up her things for the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Zarina went to go check on Riz and Cerberus. And let Sandra Lynn know what was going on. And, we went to the library, we all went to Zandre went to
It
his
was three
ship.
of us that went to the library.
Me,
It was you, Zarina, and Adam.
Abra.
Yeah.
Zarina went,
Yeah, that's
Zarina
right.
went to the Golden Gate.
She met up with you guys later at
Yes.
the library. That's right.
So,
My bad, go ahead.
me, Abra, and Adam were at the library.
Yeah, and we all went to different sessions.
I scoured all of them except the pirate one.
I went to the
I had Rollins, the caretaker of the library, helping me go through books.
Mm-hmm.
And before I started, I set Mac up in my bag.
By the way, real quick, before we discuss too much of it, now do you see what I mean when I said the info we need is pertinent to Tank's character?
But yes.
I went to
So I set Mac up with my bag and told him to take a short nap.
Mm-hmm.
And as he was falling asleep, I used Song of Rest to sing a lullaby my mom had sung to me as a child to help him regain extra hit points. And then I started scouring through books, and all of the ones that Rollins was giving me kept quoting or mentioning a specific religious tome. So I had him find that one.
Mm-hmm.
And using my Keen Mind feat and my, I'll call it a magic journal, because whatever I think
You remember
enters
the
into
title
it
of that tome?
physically. I don't.
Heresy and Falinel.
So as I was reading it, I was using that feat combined with my mental to physical magical journal and transcribing everything from the book to my journal so I could take it with me and show it to everybody without having to check out the book. That way, if someone else needed it, it was there.
Thoughtful.
Adam almost killed somebody.
911 with your emergency, and we help
Yeah,
you.
let's go through what happened with you and Rollins.
Okay, so I forgot what I said.
Keep in mind, Rollins is like 200 years old.
He's this poor little old...
He's a whisper of a man.
So, okay.
Hello!
So, he had a book on his waist. It was about pirates, I think, wasn't it?
Pirate spells.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm a magic student. I like pirates, but I really didn't.
That's
know.
his catchphrase for this whole campaign is, I'm a magic student.
Yeah, basically, yes. So I like pirates, but I really don't. So I was like, can I see the book? So he wouldn't give it to me. So I used Mage Hand, and she took it out of my hand.
No, tell them why I took it.
the book? What happened when you took the book? You forgot.
No, okay, he turned into bones. I was about to go through it, but next thing I know, she took it out of my
This
hand.
man collapsed into a pile of bones.
And she took it out of my hand and hit me across my head with the book.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So
Bam!
what happened after that with
I
Rollins?
tried to give the book back, hoping it would fix
And
him.
how'd that go?
And he turned into like, you know, like Family Guy when Peter lost his bones.
Like the bones were in there, you just couldn't see them.
Right? And he was like, it doesn't put me back. It just puts the meat back. Ah!
Just take the book out of it.
So I took it back, and he collapsed again, and I was like, Ida!
And that's when I went to section 1.
Was
So
that
Ida flew down, put him back together,
is
gave
that
him
when
the book.
I killed.
That was during the same time. We just haven't talked about it yet.
And that's when
Because
I
you
went,
went to go talk to Zandre.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
and that's when I went to section
Talk to
1.
Andre.
Or
I
no,
was like,
you went
so
to
I
go get
can't,
your suit
I was
and then
like,
on the way
so I
back.
can't go to
No, I
section
went-
1
no,
or
I
section...
wanted to take
no,
the long
was it one or
rest.
You
two?
can go into any,
Short
you just
rest.
wouldn't have been
Yeah,
able to
short
learn
rest.
any of
Well,
the
you
divine
went
I
to
know,
get your
so I was
jacket.
like,
Yeah, I went to go
and
get
then
that means
on
I
the
can't
way
go
back,
to
you were
none
gonna
of
take
them.
a short
So
rest.
that's when
and
he
that's
said-
when you bumped into her.
Yeah.
I forgot what you said.
You can learn arcane magic because you're a wizard.
I know. So I basically said,
Did you tell them how that went down verbally?
What?
What was said at the
That's
table?
what he was doing.
so like, he was like, you can't learn them because they're in a different language, but you can't go to section
Not in
1.
a different language, it's a different type of magic.
Yeah, different type of magic. So I said, that means I can't go in none of them.
He said, I want to learn. What
He wanted to
one
go
was
into the
arcane.
divine magic
He's
section.
like, I want to go into the divine. He was like, I mean, you can't learn any of it. This is divine magic. You have arcane magic. The sections are arcane, divine, this, and this. And he goes, oh, well, then I can't go in any of them. And he goes, you have arcane magic. He goes, yeah, so I can't go in any of them. And we had to explain to him arcane magic.
In his defense, he is brand new. This is his first campaign.
It had the entire table laughing.
It did. Oh, so while we're doing this, Dwayne, you want to talk about your little meeting with Emily?
I went to go get my.
Em, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I had very high hopes for you.
Wait,
I'm gonna
was that?
tag Humble in the Twitter post when this gets uploaded. Mention that Emily's featured.
R.I.P. Emily Among.
I will remember you.
I went to go get my jacket and the suit jacket of what was it called?
Armored.
Yeah, armor.
Reinforced.
Yeah, and I went to go to the ship to take a short rest, and I guess she threw something. And
A dagger.
You
Yeah.
heard the dagger
Yeah.
whipping through the air just in time for it
And
to
you
not
like
hit you.
Matrix Neo'd that shit. And that's because he got, what, a nat 20 on the fucking deck save?
No, it was a 19.
Base 19,
Yeah,
right?
base 19.
Yeah. So it was like over 20. It was 20 something.
What was it she said to him after that?
When he turned around,
Yeah.
she drew her sparkling purplish sword. It does have a name. It's called Death Bite. And whenever you score a critical hit with it, you can cast Hurl Through Hell.
Well, I know she said something and then he shot at her.
Yeah. She pulled her sword out and she goes, hey, remember me? You're done.
And I shot her.
And no, you shot at her. She deflected that first shot and then hurled you through hell with that blade.
No.
Yes.
The first shot hit the second shot she deflected because it hit her in the shoulder and she touched the blood.
Yeah, that is when she did the hurl through hell. The first shot she automatically deflected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she deflected, he shot again, caught her in the shoulder, and she goes, ow, bitch! And fucking hurls him through hell.
Like, now you're gonna die. Bear in mind, he was planning on this character being our group's main nemesis.
For the rest of the campaign.
And what happened with that, Diane?
So, hang on. So she opens a rift with this sword. He gets flung through. He's going through nightmarish, fiery hellscapes.
Sees Bill Seacaster.
Sees Bill Seacaster. Comes back. Is now suffering the frightened condition. Which unlocked a mindless rage and take it away, Dorian. Emily, I'm sorry.
I beat him up.
Beat her up. How?
But
He
I
pistol whipped you to death.
And it was all negative.
He like lunged at her. Bam, bam, bam.
I'm sorry,
I know,
but it's
and-
funny.
And the funny part is, I was rolling at disadvantage.
I'm sorry, but
What was
it's
it?
funny.
A frenzy?
And
I got-
every single hit, even with disadvantage, was a 19 or higher.
No, I got 4 because I got my regular attack,
And then Frenzy gives you 3.
a frenzy, and then extra attack.
I'm sorry, but it's funny though.
Frenzy gives you 2 extras, so you get 3. And then he used extra attack, which gave him 4.
And pistol whipped her 4 fucking times. To the point her head came off.
No,
No.
her head was caved in. It came off after he got done, stood up, and kicked it.
I'm sorry, but it is funny.
How you
though.
gonna do my main man's girl like that?
No, it was so funny because by the time he got done rolling his damage, Nitro goes, "Give her here." I was like, "Hold on. She's dead already?" And he goes, "Second time one of you motherfuckers fucked up the Nemesis plot."
Who else messed it up?
Strife. He wasn't supposed to fucking...
Yeah, Chungle Down Bim was originally supposed to be his nemesis.
Who was trying to...
the warlock
One of
of
the warlocks.
Seacaster that has the beard made of mustaches.
The gnome.
What was supposed to happen in that brawl was James was supposed to win, and we weren't supposed to be there, so it was going to take a lot of the warlocks down too, because they would have gone to help him, and he was going to get mad at
Zandre for getting
Zandre.
the cult killed.
and that was going to be Zandre's nemesis for the campaign, but it got fucked up
Because Zandre's too badass.
So what he did was he took the last pirate that was left, which was Emily Among, and turned her into the group's nemesis because you and I broke the rules.
At the Row and the Ruction.
And then you fucked that up tonight.
What type of rules? So what rules?
For number 1, you remember when he shot someone when you were on the bottom level?
Oh, yeah.
That's a big no-no.
Oh, we not allowed to
And
have
she
weapons.
was gonna get the crown had Bex not destroyed the balcony.
Oh.
Whoever was left standing, the last one alive on the top tier, would be crowned the new king or queen. And I destroyed the top tier so that Zandre could kill James without being crowned king. Because he didn't want to be a king.
Oh.
And because I destroyed it, she couldn't get the crown either.
Then why'd she have to come for me? She could have
Because you broke the rules by using
She was
your gun.
gonna come for all of you as a group because you were all involved. You were the first one she clocked.
You were the first one she ran into.
Rest in peace, Emily Among, the pirate priestess. You will be forever immortalized in this group.
Should we show her her mini?
under.
I already did.
Oh.
She loved it. I posted it on Facebook. I
Under.
tagged her and Humble in it.
Nice.
6 feet under?
Shut the fuck up, Tank. So, what happened after that?
Zarina,
Library. Back at the library.
Yeah, Zarina, Zandre, and Sandra Lynn all ended up converging on the library as
And how'd
Bex was
that
coming out to
reunion
smoke.
with Sandra Lynn go?
Sandra Lynn was immediately like, "Are you okay?" Because Zarina had filled her in on how the guard had taken her, and there was a whole bunch of shit happening
And
at
she
the tower.
was passed out drunk when that
Like, she
happened.
knew none of it. And then she was like, "Yeah, Mom, I'm fine. I don't want to talk about it," you know? I'm pretty sure this entire session, Bex kept all of those things that affected her there to herself.
Oh, yeah.
And only
You're
told
gonna need
anybody
to
what they needed
process.
to know.
She's definitely going to need to talk to Jawbone.
Oh, yeah.
It's his fucking job, goddammit.
Right? So, and then she asked her if she's seen Galir.
We're almost done.
Because Galir's been missing since they've been gone. And I think it was shortly after that when they went... they heard the muffle coming from Scarlet.
Yes.
And they went to go check it out because it was... And Bex pulled the hubcap off.
Who's a hubcap?
It's...
The little silver thing that goes on the outside of the tire.
And fucking...
And what she see through the spokes of the tire in the wheel well.
Magic, man.
Yogurt man.
Right.
How do you even get stuck up in there?
We explained it
Yeah.
like multiple times.
So,
You're
Galir's
about to
tangled up in the fucking X.
With an apple shoved in his mouth and his face covered in ants.
So Bex, pulls him out, losing his torn up pants in the process.
So now
Abra
he's
pulls
in
into her
shitty-
jacket of useful things and gives him a new pair.
'cause he was just wearing tidy brownies.
Because he'd shit himself. And Bex is like, what the fuck happened?
Do you want me to do it?
Yes.
He goes, I was trying to ease the van down the road so I could just let my feet wrestle on the hardwood panels. Feels so nice, but the wheel sucked my pants up in and I got pulled into it. And I was eating an apple at the time and it got jammed into my mouth and I couldn't spit it out because the ants would crawl in my mouth and a few of them did.
Did he eat a couple?
Oh yeah.
He
for
swallowed
sure.
them.
I got a
For
question.
sure.
Does he still got poo-poo in his pants?
No. She did what? Prestidigitation?
Which, fun fact, in the book, even tells you can use it to soil or clean trousers.
So you can use it to clean shitty pants or to shit someone's pants.
I used them to clean. So I think after that, we decided to get Cerberus and Scarlet and everybody.
Before that, you were filling in Zarina about the book, letting her look through it.
Oh yeah, that's when she.
You want to go over the info she got before
Yeah, she
we get
said
to that
that it
heartbreaking
was
part?
about a goddess that was only known as the goddess of trickery.
Mystery.
That she had a name, but that, like, basically eons ago, the elves that worshipped Lyda decided that the goddess of mystery shouldn't have a name, it should be a mystery. And basically started a petition, I guess.
A ritual, actually.
Oh, a ritual to unname her.
Basically to destroy her.
And what?
It
And
mentioned a
after
temple.
that, you know, her following kind of died out because people couldn't really take her seriously without a name.
It
There was a
mentioned
temple in Arberley that still worshipped her, I think.
It's not. There's no one that goes. It's a closed down temple. It's abandoned, but it was a temple to the unnamed goddess.
Right.
It's one of the last remaining temples.
And that's the only place we could get any more information from that.
And then what happened on the steps of the library while you two were going over that in your backpack?
Oh, Mac started to wake up from his little nap. So I let him out of his backpack, and that was the first interaction Zarina had with her dad in months.
And she cried.
And he locked eyes with her, and he goes, Zarina, my daughter. You know, and he climbs out, and he's like, I am so sorry. And
I've done wrong by you.
And they hugged, and she started tearing up.
At the table.
And
She cried.
I did minor illusion to show her what I had seen in his mind.
And then she bawled.
And because it was minor illusion, everybody
That's the
got to
part
see
where
it.
she started going.
That's when she started trying to fight it and couldn't and started crying. And so, you know, she reins her composure in, and we started discussing. She started reading more into the book. And that's when Mac, all of a sudden, I think, who was it that actually
The
noticed?
ball noticed him doing it.
What?
Him and Abra noticed it.
What?
He looked up like he was listening and looking at somebody.
And
then
he did
all of a
that
sudden,
face.
he made this.
He was like,
Like fearful, okay. And then all of a sudden he disappeared. And the ruby that I had around my neck holding Gorthalax.
that was in the backpack because when they took all your stuff to the vault, when
That's
you
right,
got
it was
your
in the
stuff,
backpack.
You stated, I'm just throwing everything in my backpack except my weapons.
It fucking
Your
shot up
weapons you
into the
strapped
sky. So at the same time he disappeared, the Gorthalax's ruby shot up and disappeared. And me and Bex were like, or me and Tink were like, holy shit, both our fathers are gone now.
Is that when I noticed it?
You noticed him staring off before that happened.
And it disappeared.
But that we kind of, you know, Adam told the rest of the group about that. And Bex was immediately like, and who do we know that fucking can hide themselves from everybody but who they want to talk to?
And
And
loves to make deals.
and
Wait, what's
Doyen over here goes, the Shadow Cat. And before he can finish, Tink goes, that fucking bitch!
I'm doing a good job making you guys
Oh,
think this
yeah.
villain.
Wait, was
Oh,
that
I
actually
get my
her?
parents to know.
I can't tell you that. I don't know why y'all keep asking me shit. I'm gonna tell you the same thing every time.
I'm just gonna die and come behind
Can I
the
just
screen.
make one request? The next time you want to do a private one-on-one with me, can we make it sooner than 5 fucking days before the
That
damn
was a last
game?
minute decision.
Can I make a request? Can I become a double agent? Like right
No.
now? Like,
Anyway.
I don't want to see the.
Anyway.
So from there,
I just want to go do
you
it.
guys head
I
to
just wanna do
Arborlee.
double agent so I can
Well,
see
we
what's
went
going on.
to the Golden Gates. We got the rest of the crew, or the Golden Gardens. We got the rest of the crew. We got Cerberus. Ida teleported us all onto the ship,
Mm-hmm.
and then we started sailing towards Arborlee. Ida put some magic flame onto Cerberus to help him heal better. I did a song of rest to help him heal better. You know, we all took turns taking long rests. That way
Do
we
you
could all
guys
watch each
remember
other.
what he said when he woke up? When he spoke for the first time?
Oh, he for the first time ever he spoke to somebody other than Tim, or other than somebody who was
Since he
connected
woke
with
up.
him. He spoke to Zandre, and he said, "Master Seacaster, I'm sorry for making you stab me."
And I'm confused.
And Zandre's like, "It wasn't me. I'm sorry."
Yeah, you don't remember that? When you saw Cerberus leaned over and stabbed?
It was.
Zandre's sword that was stabbed through his
You
engine
remember when
block.
Vex got
Cat
dominated
lady.
and almost stabbed you in the heart? The same thing happened to Zandre. He stabbed Cerberus when he was dominated.
It's just there was no one there to stop him.
How Tracker was able to stop Vex from stabbing you, nobody was there to stop Zandre.
Kind of the same thing that happened with Rob when he went all ragey.
Right. So we spent 3 days sailing to Arborlee.
You got a nice time getting to know Ida during that trip.
Yeah.
You talked about some personal shit. You had a sleepover.
She come
It
up
was
to
her
me.
first sleepover.
Oh no! Before,
already know this
so
was the
we have to talk about something that happened on this trip.
Okay.
Bex recently got another Oracle ability.
Oh, you're gonna talk about the
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta hit that. Real
So she originally her only Oracle ability was she got to have Portent, which usually only wizards get. Her new Oracle ability is once per day. She can cast a scrying spell without spending any spell points or spell slots, depending on what system you're running. We did spell points today, and I think it worked out really well. Are we gonna do it again?
quick. So far, yeah.
We need to.
But
It was
we gotta make this quick.
So she does the scrying spell, and typically, when you scry, you can see what's going on with
And
somebody
here.
else. But they cannot. They don't have any connection with you. They don't know that you're scrying them.
Right.
So she's like, I have this scrying spell. The reason the Shadow Cat, because we found out from Doyen's dad, Pog, that she was a master scryer. And we put it together that that's how she's been one step ahead of us. And always known where we are and what we're doing in order
So
to
you
get
were
to
like,
us.
let's turn the table.
I was like, let's fucking use her own thing against her.
What?
Was that before or after I had
Oh, this is a burn
the little
right now.
thing I was?
This is after.
Yeah, because you found that out from him while y'all were having
Burn
lunch.
bad right now.
So, you know, Bex is like, you know what? We're going to use her own trick against her. And we're going to get the upper hand for once.
So is that
So she does
is that
this-
the spell you got?
Yeah, once per day. So she does scrying on the Shadow Cat. And she sees her with the ball's mother, father, and sister
There he goes.
just outside the Sylvain Forest
He's pretending to get
with
his phone going.
the ruby that Gorthalax is trapped in.
Okay.
And she can't see the Shadow Cat's face, but she sees her doing something on the ground. And when she
I
steps
would-
to the side, it says, "Hello, Oracle."
And then what'd she do?
And then she turned around and made eye contact with me.
So
And so I zipped back out. I was like, holy shit, this bitch just saw me. And Serena's like, how? That's not possible. It's like, I don't fucking know, but she did. But from seeing what she saw, Bex had already been sus about the ball. And that, seeing his entire family working with the Shadow Cat, put her over the edge of, I'm no longer suspicious, this dude's up to no good. So she immediately tried to cast Hold Person, which he passed his saving throw. But Tim, seeing Bex do this, throughout this whole campaign, anytime one of them has stepped up, the others have been like, you know what, there's probably a reason. Especially with Bex and Tim. And I love that about their friendship. So, when she can't hold him, Tim's immediately like, I'm grabbing him. Did not hesitate.
With flying colors.
So he tackled him down, held him down, and
Tracker.
Oh no, he bitch slapped him first.
Yeah.
Went BAM! Busted his lip up. And Tracker's like, alright, everybody stop. There's an easier way to do this. And cast Zone of Truth. So with Zone of Truth, you can't knowingly lie. So Bex got like eye level to him. And was like, fuck, how did I word it?
Don't worry about the wording. Let's just cut.
Something along the lines of,
my mind.
Are you working with them?
Yeah, something like that.
And he's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like, I don't know anything.
And at first they're like, well, he clearly can't lie. And Bex is like, no, because we've seen time and time again how they fuck with memories. So it could be that they fucked with his memories enough.
You've seen his sister do it firsthand.
Exactly. That's why Bex had that no, because they could have clouded his memories just enough to where he's knowingly telling the truth, but still on their side.
So what did you do?
So Bex is like, you want to prove that you're innocent? Give me permission to go into your mind the way I did Mac.
And I did.
And find out myself.
He didn't hesitate. He said,
he did not hesitate. He's like, go for it. Go for it. So Bex does. And she probes in. And in his mind is a lot different. What his mind is, it's like a void with a filing cabinet. And she
very organized.
She pulls out that filing cabinet and she goes through pretty much all his memories. And doesn't find a single one that would lead her to believe that he's guilty. I mean, she's still a little on edge.
Yeah, she didn't apologize. She just walked off.
She fucking comes back out. She's like, let him go, and walked away.
And I hope the
she's still a little on edge because, like I said, they fucked with memories before. But as far as she's probed, there's nothing showing signs of guilt.
And
that's Bex went over to the edge of the boat to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to regain her composure before she spoke to the ball. Because she tried to apologize to him right then. She was not going to. And Ida come over to check on her. And she's like, was that normal? She said, no, this is not normal.
She says that a lot.
Yeah. And what was it Ida said?
Well, she had a contract. Basically, she had some information that she said, quote unquote, might be actionable for you. But that you first had to sign the contract stating that you are not allowed to make any inferences, assumptions, or judgment based on said information.
And Bex made a comment about how she normally does not trust people. It takes her a long time to trust anyone. We've seen this time and time again.
Especially that day.
And then she looks at Ida, grabs the quill and says, but for some reason with you it's different, and signs the contract without asking any questions.
And what was the information?
The information was that the sleepover that they had was one of the most enjoyable times of her life.
Of this life.
Or of this life. And if Bex had attempted to kiss her on the lips, what did she say?
It would have been received favorably.
Oh. Okay, so Bex goes, am I allowed to ask questions pertaining to the information? And
she kind of stumbled for a minute.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, sure.
And she goes, would you like to go out with me?
And what happened then?
Ida kissed her.
And then they flew off making out.
Well, first, Tim, while they were kissing, goes,
ooh, Bex got a girlfriend.
While she's kissing her, Bex is just like,
alright, so you got a new girlfriend. You guys get to Arborlee.
One down.
You get some supplies. You pick up the Warforged for Zandre. They have a nice seafood party at Lola Ember's house. And
wake up.
I believe, hang on, before you wake up, I've got to point out the fucking bath salts incident where Tim and Rob decided to do like half a pound of fucking dusk moss each.
Is that what you were telling me about over the phone? That
Yes.
was like mushrooms on steroids?
Yeah. So basically, long story short, trying to save time, not going into big detail. Tim thinks Rog is turning into a monster and tries to eat him.
A
And
crab
bites a chunk
monster.
off of his face. Everybody ends up, they get that settled down, the crash. And what happened when you woke up the next
I fell
morning?
on egg for it.
My
Yeah.
parents were outside. Or you didn't fall on egg for it, you fell into Lear.
Lear.
I mean,
And me
not
and
egg
Tracker
for it,
rolled
Lear.
you off of him. But the next morning I went out and heard, was it my parents? Outside talking to somebody, and I think I heard my mom say, but they're just a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, the door bursts open, and by this point everybody else is starting to wake up.
I got hit in the head.
It's a very
And-
official looking woman.
She goes, looks like more than kids to me, looks like almost adults. And I was like, who the hell are you? And she goes, well, I'm the mayor, and none of you look like Lola Embers, so why are you here? So Bex, being Bex, tries to smooth it over by using her relationship to Lola.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Lola's my agent, and she said we could use this place to crash while we're in town. And she goes, you're Bex Applebee's from the Alabaster Carnation? I said, yeah. And she goes, I am so sorry. Turns out she's a huge fan. Bex uses this to her advantage. And she's like, oh, no problem at all. Do you want an autograph for your trouble? Really? So she gives her an autograph. She's like, hey, if you need anything, you call me immediately. She's like, all right, thanks. And she leaves.
And then,
This portal opens up.
made of
Fire, right? And this, butch, armored up bitch steps out and says Bex's full name.
her government name.
It's Rebecca Applebee's. Bex goes, who wants to know?
She says, I am Braz the Mean, secretary to Asmodeus of Avernus.
And Bex, recognizing, the lingo,
Yeah.
and knowing, it's important, immediately drops the tough girl persona, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, how can I help you?
And what'd she say?
She hands Bex this piece of paper and goes, you've been subpoenaed to court,
Been served.
or you've been served to court as a witness to Gorthalax the Insatiable.
And what was the charge?
Neglect of his domain. And then she jumps back in her portal and dips.
That was the end of the session.
That's where we cut off. All we know now is we're going to end up having to go to hell next session.
It's gonna be fun. Hey, everyone. See you in hell.
I'm already there.
Alright, really quick wrap up. Doyen, something you like, something you didn't like, something you look forward to.
Might get in frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to my dad, getting all that cool stuff.
Something you didn't like.
I know what he's going to say.
I'm guessing Angwin in the tower.
Not getting to kill him.
Yes.
Okay, and something you're looking forward to?
Talking to my dad again.
Okay.
That's fair.
Tank, something you like?
Okay. Something like, shoot. To talk to my dad, trying to get questions from him.
Even though it didn't get anywhere?
No, because all he would say, go
Open
give me
the
a
fucking
key, go
door.
give me a key, go give me a key. I'm like, I don't know who got the key, so how would I go get the key? He's like, if you go give me the key, I'll answer your questions. But I didn't know who had the key. So,
Something you didn't like.
me jumping out of the building.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I
thought he was going to say getting tackled and interrogated by his friends.
Yeah, that too. No, at first I thought I was gonna die because I was falling straight down. I did not know she was gonna come get me because I straight thought a high elf falling from what was it?
100 feet.
100 feet to the ground.
Like, I'm going to die.
That's all. That's all
Oh,
I
he
had in
would
my
have if
mind.
she hadn't got it.
If it hadn't been for Tracker, he probably would have died on that
Then
ship.
how did I stay alive? I jumped off the thing.
Huh? You weren't as high up. You were running up the stairs.
So
He was at the top floor.
You were maybe 5 feet up.
in my mind, I thought I was gonna die. So that was something I didn't like.
And something you're looking forward to.
And you being an elephant.
Me trying to become a double agent. But that ain't gonna never happen because
There's no technology outside of Saul.
I gotta go meet a devil to get his approval. But because they're in the forest,
Well, they're not in yet.
not yet though.
They're at the Briar Wall.
Oh!
And
Sister.
We did not put that part in.
What?
Me scrying Gorthalax.
We'll do that in the next one.
Okay.
You know the drill.
Something I liked the fact that me and Ida are now exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for that. And it was so satisfying.
You got to the halfway point of the campaign before it happened.
Right? Something I didn't like was I did not like losing Gorthalax's gem, and I did not like how she was able to see me scrying her, because I was really, really counting on that being an upper hand that we could take away from her.
Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to is, finding out if some of my theories are correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to going to hell and showing off, how Bex has kind of claimed part of that territory as her own.
Yeah.
And hopefully, convincing this court, like, hey, this isn't his fault. You want to blame someone, blame me or this bitch that, dominated me, because he did not choose this. He came home. He even told me he couldn't be with me because he had to be here. So Bex, if she has to, Bex is going to use message or minor illusion or something to show them the moment he told her, I can't, I have to stay in hell. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Alright, well, that'll wrap it up for this week's episode. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good shit. Unfortunately, nobody entered the giveaway, so we still have a mini here.
Hey, and hit the bell.
If you would like a chance to win a mini that we used in one of our games, printed and painted by yours truly, go ahead and leave a thumbs up in the comments, and we'll just keep that same
We give away
system.
the item miniature.
No,
Yes.
Anyway,
I want that.
whoop whoop, and we'll see you guys in hell.
Went down that rabbit hole. Where'd that rabbit go? Say it ain't magical. Why can't you grab it though? Hold on to the physical. This body's pitiful. Chase the egotistical. Why don't you get it though? White bunny down a black hole. Green money backs paying gold. Can't feel what you can't hold. Made a deal, you got sold. Got them alone, follow the charts. Off of the clones, known from the start. Down to the bones, scatter the parts. From what is known, it's not in the cards. Trick of the devil, trust in a god. Fell through the levels, got into the eyes. Smelling the petals, blooming from pods. Never will settle, that rabbit won't stop. Follow wherever it hops. Somewhere there never was cops. Somewhere there never was laws. Follow the print of its paws. Went further down the hole, I came out the other side. Dead deep inside your soul, I'm killing off your pride. Meet the queen of hearts, she likes how my eyes are dark. Keep the secrets she imparts, another hole that I embark. I think there might have been a spark. I saw that rabbit dart. There's nothing like a mark. They consume the art. Upset how they digested. Rabbit never rested. Suggested that they ingested. They became invested. Went down the hole. Deep down the rabbit hole. Went down the rabbit hole. Deep down the rabbit hole. Crawled down. Went down that rabbit hole. Where'd that rabbit go? Say it ain't magical. Why can't you grab it though? Hold on to the physical. This body's pitiful. Chase the egotistical. Why don't you get it though? Deep down that rabbit hole. Where'd that rabbit go? Say it ain't magical. Why can't you grab it though? Hold on to the physical. This body's pitiful. Chase the egotistical. Why don't you get it though? Believe all the conspiracies are reality and theory. If it wasn't for the mysteries, everything would be so so dreary. Feel like I'm King Kesey, dissing Timothy Leary. Made it look easy with a vision that was bleary. Why their faces blurry? That would be